If the drama-filled offseason of Deshaun Watson and Dak Prescott couldn't get any wilder, Russell Wilson has released some of his frustration with the Seattle Seahawks. His comments came after it was reported that teams were calling to see if Wilson was available via trade. Wilson is one of, if not the best quarterback in the NFL, putting the Seahawks in a tough spot after another playoff exit. First, we are closing in on 100,000 subscribers, so please help us out by subscribing and hitting that bell notification. We are going to be doing our first giveaway once we hit 100K. All you need to do is take a screenshot of you subscribe with the bell notification on and put it on your Instagram story. Then follow and tag us both for a chance to win an NFL jersey of your choice. For the 6th straight season since Malcolm Butler stole a Super Bowl victory away from the Seattle Seahawks, Seattle didn't advance past the divisional round. After being named Walter Payton Man of the Year, Russell Wilson let loose some of his anger with the Seahawks. Wilson stated that he was frustrated with the number of times he has been hit during his time in Seattle, and he said he would like to be more involved in the Seahawks roster decisions. I think the reality is that I've definitely been hit. I've been sacked almost 400 times, so we've got to get better. I've got to find ways to be better too. I'm frustrated about getting hit too much. I'm frustrated with that part of it. At the end of the day, you want to win. The frustration about getting hit is definitely a valid frustration for Wilson. He has been sadly Deshaun Watson at 49 and Carson Wentz at 50. What seemed to be a non-story has added fuel to the fire of the reports that teams have been calling the Seahawks to see if Wilson was available. According to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, though, Seattle has made it clear that they are not willing to deal Wilson. Honestly, I don't think this is a very fair complaint from Russell Wilson. Wilson is my favorite player in the NFL. He grew up right down the street from Darren and I, and he even went to Darren's favorite college, NC State. That being said, a lot of his sack numbers are his fault. PFF ranked the Seahawks as the number 14 offensive line. No, not spectacular, but better than half of the league. Watson and Wentz would trade their lines for Wilson's in a heartbeat. On the season, Seattle had a 61.9% pass block win rate, good for 9th best in the league. That's a clear proponent to the fact that Wilson is the cause for a lot of his sacks. He tries to extend plays more than any other quarterback, and that results in getting hit more, and he knows that. I think that sometimes you hold on to it a little bit just because you're looking for a play, and you find it. But also, so many of those times, it turns into touchdowns too. The Seahawks have an impressive offensive line on paper. One of the biggest reasons for that is all-pro tackle Dwayne Brown. Now, a little fun tidbit here. Brown's actually from Richmond, Virginia, like Wilson, and he even graduated from my rival high school before he attended Virginia Tech, which is where I go now. And, well, I'm making this video right now. Go Hokies. Brown has 1 year left in Seattle along with opposite tackle Brandon Shell, and at guard, Damian Lewis was named to the PFWA All-Rookie team. The issues this offseason, and likely what Wilson was talking about when he talked about wanting to be involved with personnel decisions, is both a guard and center becoming free agents, one of which is Mike Upati. I want to be able to be involved because at the end of the day, it's your legacy. It's your team's legacy. It's the guys you get into the huddle with. And at the end of the day, those guys you've got to trust. Wilson talked about the importance of a good offensive line, directly pointing out the matchup in Super Bowl 55. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers were able to get to Patrick Mahomes, sacking him 3 times and hitting him 8 times. On the other hand, Tom Brady was pressured less than any of his previous Super Bowls in New England. If you want to win a championship in the NFL, you have to have a good offensive line and win battles in the trenches. We've seen how good Mahomes has been in his young career, but without both of his starting tackles, the Buccaneers dominated him. If Seattle wanted to deal Wilson, it would be quite the feat. He signed a 4-year, $140 million extension ahead of the 2019 season. If the Seahawks dealt him before June 1st, they would eat an insane $39 million of dead cap this year. That alone should prohibit the idea of trading away their potential Hall of Fame passer. To make things harder for the Seahawks, the extension included a no-trade clause, meaning that Wilson would have final say on a trade and can only be traded away to a team that he would be willing to waive his clause for. So what is a realistic destination for Wilson if he was actually to get traded? Well, with the pure dominance of Russell Wilson over the past decade, I would be surprised if Seattle decided to trade him away to another squad in the NFC. So let's look at the AFC. The 2 easy picks are the teams that we keep hearing about and the potential mix for Deshaun Watson: the New York Jets and Miami Dolphins. The Jets and Dolphins have the number 2 and number 3 picks, respectively, in the 2021 NFL Draft. The Jets have been on the hunt for a starting quarterback for what feels like forever now. Wilson would certainly fix that problem. Additionally, Robert Saleh knows just how good Wilson can be after he's been trying to game plan to stop him for the past 4 years as the San Francisco 49ers defensive coordinator. As for the Dolphins, they've been a mystery since the regular season ended. There has been rumblings that Tua Tagovailoa isn't the future in Miami, and Brian Flores and company seem to think that a Super Bowl window is about to open in the next couple years. If they really believe that, then they may want to invest in a star quarterback. But there's one spot that seems to make a lot of sense, especially to CBS's Jason La Canfora, the Las Vegas Raiders. There are a couple reasons why it seems interesting. For starters, Mark Davis has shown a clear willingness to be bold if it can help the future of his franchise. Just in the past couple of years, he signed John Gruden to a $100 million deal, traded away Khalil Mack, and move the Raiders away from Oakland. Plus, if they do go on in a deal to get Wilson, the Seahawks can get an immediate answer for their future quarterback at Derek Carr, who would likely be included in a trade. Personally, I feel like it's very, very doubtful that Russell Wilson gets traded. Looking just at the salary cap numbers, it wouldn't make a lot of sense for the Seattle Seahawks to trade him away. Now, Russell Wilson has a lot of fair complaints, I believe, when it comes to this offensive line. Seattle hasn't really involved him in personnel decisions other than bringing in an offensive coordinator this offseason. And other than that, I mean, he is the star quarterback. He wants the kind of respect to be able to be involved in some personnel decisions. We've seen it with other quarterbacks like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees. I mean, when you have a quarterback that is one of the best quarterbacks, a generational talent, then you allow them to be in those decisions. You allow them to be the one that's helping lead you to another Super Bowl or whatever it might be. And Russell Wilson is 100% one of those players. I'm not sure what's going to happen this offseason with Seattle, but I would say it's a very, very, very low chance that Russell Wilson actually gets traded. It doesn't make sense. Whoever would trade for him would have to give up so much. Seattle would be putting themselves in a bad spot, and you already have one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and he's not doing a Deshaun Watson could sit out. Deshaun Watson could be like, I'm not playing for you. Russell Wilson's not going to do that. I mean, you can hold on to Russell Wilson. You have plenty of time left on his extension, and just hold on to Russell Wilson, continue to build, and see by the time he's 36 and that contract is up, maybe let him loose then. But for now, I think Seattle's going to do everything to make Russell Wilson happy. However, if Russell Wilson becomes available in any capacity, I'd expect everyone to call the Seattle Seahawks getting a price tag on one of the game's best players. Wilson is a generational talent, somebody that everyone would love to get a piece of if you don't already have one of the top 3 passers in the league, like the Kansas City Chiefs or Green Bay Packers. Wilson could transform any NFL team into a contender, but at this point, he just wants to go somewhere with a reliable offensive line, whether that's in Seattle or not. Thanks for watching. Again, we are closing in on 100,000 subscribers, so please help us out by subscribing and hitting that bell notification. We're going to be doing our first giveaway once we hit 100K. All you need to do is take a screenshot if you subscribe with the bell notification on and put it on your Instagram story. Then follow and tag us both for a chance to win an NFL jersey of your choice.